The following video is brought to you by the EA Creator Network.
DJ Atomica here alongside my buddy Striker, and we've got exclusive access to Volume 3 of Need for Speed Unbound, which drops tomorrow on all consoles. You've seen the trailer and read what's in it. Now, it's time for a deeper dive. Allow us to show you what to expect when you arrive back in Lakeshore on Tuesday, and there's a lot, so let's get started. So, what was that phrase you just made up regarding Volumes 2 and 3, Striker?
If Volume 2 was a hot lap of luxury, then Volume 3 will let us link up with the past, present, and future.
Clever. And that's probably because last volume had us acquiring 30 stars and hot lap challenges for a Maybach S-Class, which is still a pretty good car in the game's actual S-Class or S-Tier, while this volume has us doing what now?
12 rounds of link-ups in multiplayer for the DMC DeLorean.
So, here's another interesting question that our audience would want answered. What are link-ups?
Glad you asked. Link-ups are these free roam challenges that pop up in the world of Lakeshore every 4 to 8 minutes. When they do, you'll have about 3 minutes to rush to said area with friends or new acquaintances to participate in 4 rounds of stunt challenges where you'll earn XP and cash for your efforts. Each link-up consists of 4 rounds, and the more rounds you participate in, the harder each round gets. You'll most likely start off with 1 or 2 challenges per phase, but as you progress through each round, you'll have to complete phases with 3 or more challenges, all within the specific time limit. These aren't all about having fun stunting and drifting like hooligans, but also about working together with those around you and those willing to join.
This feels nostalgic in a way. Because in my eyes, they kind of function just like the free burn challenges I used to host back in Paradise City. But I can see the obvious twist here. The cops are out and about, aren't they?
Yup, that adds to the overall difficulty of these link-ups. In round 1, you start with heat level 1 cops prowling about until they make contact and start chasing you. The more rounds you progress through, the higher your heat level will rise. Eventually, once you reach round 4, you'll tangle with heat level 5 enforcement, which includes high-speed interceptors, heavy SWAT F-150 trucks, undercover Camaros, and police choppers, the usual loadout. If you get unlucky and get wrecked whilst doing link-up challenges, don't panic. You'll reset with your car at full health, but you'll get a deduction in points acquired while doing a certain challenge. Also, once you finish a full link-up, you'll get tons of cash and XP, but to bank that cash, you'll need to flee the 5-0.
That definitely adds to the level of intensity and risk. Now, you keep mentioning us earning XP, and I couldn't help but notice that while Transporter was driving there, his speed list level has changed dramatically. It wasn't at the same level that it was before. Does this have something to do with the new Speed Pass?
Yep, good eye. That's the new Speed Pass in effect. So if you had a speed list level of 99 or something as high as that, while you were making a name for yourself online, you'll get a nifty reward for your efforts, but say goodbye to it. From now onwards, all XP earned will go towards the Speed Pass, an all-new reward system that gifts you vanities and things every time you level up. There are 75 Speed Pass levels in total in this volume, and each level has something for you. New clothing, new rims, new license plates, new underglows, new poses, new profile banners, etc. If you make it to level 50, you'll be awarded an exclusive Legendary Customs Dodge Viper SRT that looks absolutely bonkers. It even has light-up vinyls. Now, I should stress that this Speed Pass is a limited time affair. More specifically, you'll have until mid-August to earn all the rewards in this volume's Speed Pass, because after that, all those sweet items will be gone for probably a very long time.
Wow. That will definitely keep people playing the game with all these awesome rewards to earn in the limited time that they have. Were there other changes or quality of life adjustments that should be noticed?
So, now that there are link-ups, you'll need to better communicate with your friends or your team, so they added a chat wheel that you can use and customize to your liking to help with communication, either for the heck of it or for serious purposes. Also, you'll be able to change the time of day because it isn't always sunny in Lakeshore. And if you're tired of driving everywhere all at once, they've added a teleport button so you can get wherever you want on the map at the press of a button. Though you won't be able to use that if you're in a police chase.
I figured as much. Can't have you cheating your way out of getting caught by Lakeshore's finest. Now let's move on to cars, and for that, I'm bringing in our buddy Transporter because he's been driving all these new machines for the past week. What'd you think of them, man?
There's definitely lots of interesting vanity on the new Legendary Custom Premiums, but for the most part, there are ideal builds for these cars out there that you can find and ask for. so I'll feature some of them as well as some of my own creations all of this week. The real standout new car is the DMC DeLorean, the coveted time machine with 1.21 gigawatts of power, enough for decent time travel. Here's an interesting note. This isn't the first time the DeLorean has been featured in a Need for Speed game. 3 years back, in Need for Speed No Limits, the Fire Monkeys and streetwear clothing brand, The Hundreds, collaborated together to produce a special event starring the DMC DeLorean as, you guessed it, a time machine. The very body kit that you zero to hero up in that game is now available here in Unbound, as well as other notable pieces of customization. I'll be tuning this car for S-Class to see how it does.
I'm sure the No Limits fans will go nuts after seeing this. So what do we have next?
The legendary custom Viper is the other free car we earn in this volume, but it's a level 50 speed pass reward, so I'll show that off later. Next, we have new premium content being introduced in the form of heavily modified tuners and muscles. First, there's this Robojets edition, Mazda RX-7 Spirit R, which turns the famed JDM into something of a road-going, mecha-inspired rocket ship. Even though we know the RX-7 to be more of a driftnaut. This car comes with new clothing and a new pose for your character, a new horn, a new audible sample, and will set you back $14.99. I should stress though that unlike NFS Heat, which had the McLaren F1 as a DLC car, which ended up being one of the fastest cars in the game behind the 911 Carrera RSR. This and all of the DLC premium content I'm showing are strictly cars with exclusive vanities, and having exclusive body kits, or any particular body kit equipped on any car, will not affect the performance of it in any fashion.
So, no pay-to-win cars in this new store that they're opening up. That's good. What's next?
This legendary custom Ford Mustang GT. Apart from having this new legendary body kit, this $10 DLC pack comes with an XP boost, enough for 10 levels of speed pass to help you inch closer to unlocking the Viper, which is at level 50.
Interesting. It's a bit of a helping hand, I'd say. Anything else?
For $5.99, there's a Volume 3 Customs Pack, which includes exclusive customized versions of the Volvo 242DL, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X with its Kaiser body kit making a triumphant return, and the Volkswagen Golf GTI Club Sport, which, like the Viper, features light-up vinyls and emblems on it.
It's good to see a beloved custom kit return to the game, even though you have to buy it.
True, but thanks to this game's improved physics, the Lancer Evo X is now good in the classes that it competes in, not severely under par like it was in NFS Heat.
All awesome stuff here, you guys. Was there anything that we missed?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys about the new playlist coming tomorrow, Drift playlists. So, unlike races where obviously the first one to cross the finish line wins, in Drift playlists, it's all about who scores the most points on a given track. And to make things even more interesting, the Drift playlists featured in this new volume are all class locked, either A+, or S-Class playlists. With that said, you'll need to build class-specific cars for these playlists and not just max out the horsepower on your drift machine thinking that it'll be eligible to enter these events.
That does sound like a challenge given what others have said about drifting in this game as a whole. Anything to help out those interested in joining these playlists? Maybe a certain car that they should invest in for drifting?
I do have more info on that, but only for S-Class as things stand. So far, the best two cars to choose for S-Class drift playlists, at least from what I've tested, are the Ford Crown Victoria and the Mazda RX-7, as those are the cars that will help you achieve the most angle and speed in the corners. There are other options that I've seen in other videos like the Ford F-150 Raptor, the Ford Foxbody Mustang, the Honda NSXR, and the Volvo 242DL. But from what I could accomplish and from what is most frugal to customize, the Crown Vic and the RX-7 might be your best bet as a whole.
That advice would definitely help those who need it. Anything else that we missed?
One more thing. Not necessarily something we missed, but rather something that was not mentioned in the quality of life changes, fixes, or balancing. Before this volume, in races, we were able to pre-shift our cars into certain gears during the race countdown so that we could launch them better off the line from the word go. Now, in Volume 3, it would seem as if they patched that, so unfortunately, we can't do that anymore. In single player, however, we can now rev our cars up during the race intro cinematic, something we've never been able to do. In multiplayer, however, we can't do that. Add on the fact that we can't pre-shift during race countdown anymore. And this will have a major effect on class builds for this game, especially those builds that use sport or basic clutches. You can still get a good launch off the line, but you'll need to shift to the ideal gear at the word go while hitting the optimal RPMs for a perfect launch while hitting the nitrous. It's a lot more cumbersome, but I'm guessing they did this to appease to players who only race with an automatic transmission or find racing with a manual too difficult.
So manual elite drivers are going to have to shift quickly to a certain gear off the line to get a good launch now? It sounds like people will have to seriously consider reworking their builds with better clutches.
And if it's a class-specific situation other than S+ class, this will only greatly decrease the top speed of these cars. But if this change holds, we'll definitely be seeing a change in meta for racing from now onwards.
All right, I know you guys are probably tired of me asking this at this point, but anything else?
Yeah, there's one more thing. Since the game's launch, EA Play exclusive rewards have only been seen in multiplayer garages. In Volume 3, those rewards are finally in single player, meaning if you're an EA Play subscriber and you update and boot your game up on Tuesday, you'll see the Legends Edition BMW M3 GTR, Waru's legendary custom Nissan Fairlady Z432, and a new legendary custom in the Nissan Skyline GTR R32 in your single-player and multiplayer garages. This new custom kit sports quad exhausts, a Rocket Bunny-inspired widebody, and a cutout hood exposing a modified R35 GTR engine. Here's the funny bit. The 3.8-litre twin-turbo V6 from the GTR isn't even a swappable engine on this car, so this is a bit weird.
And with that, I'm pleased to say that that's all you need to know and anticipate when Volume 3 drops tomorrow. Stay tuned throughout today and this week for showcases of all the new custom kits and cars, as well as gameplay of all the new features. If you liked what you saw today, then you know what to do. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to see more of these. On behalf of my colleagues, Transporter and Striker, this is Atomica, heading back to Lakeshore on Transporter FM. We'll see you later.